In Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney posted his condolences on X, saying Canada stands with the people of Australia and Jewish people everywhere in sorrow. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says this attack is the result of fueling hate, saying the time for thoughts and prayers is over, and we must stand united and confront these vile attacks. Global Affairs Canada says it is not aware of any Canadian citizens impacted by the attack. A spokesperson adds, however, that it stands ready to help those impacted as they work to gather more information. The statement also says, quote, Canada is horrified by the terror attack today on Bondi Beach in Australia. Our thoughts are with all those affected by this tragedy, as well as with friends and family of the victims. In Toronto, police say officers will be increasing their presence in the Jewish community as a proactive measure to ensure safety. Let's now bring in Rabbi Aaron Flanzraich, Senior Rabbi of Beth Shalom Synagogue in Toronto. Rabbi, good afternoon and thank you for your time. We are tracking this horrifying incident. What are your thoughts on this tragedy?
My thoughts are probably no different from everyone else's. First and foremost, that the cutting down and murdering of innocent people gathering at a religious function with peace and joy, with the message of Hanukkah, that being of warmth and light, not only to the Jewish community, but really to the world as a whole, is horrifying and heartbreaking.
What are you hearing from Jewish community members in Toronto today?
What we're hearing from the community is a difficult conclusion, and that is, it is impossible to make a distinction between the anti-Zionistic rhetoric that we've seen in the city and in the country and anti-Semitic attacks. When you hear violent words, when you hear anger, and when you hear threats being spoken against Jewish people anywhere, be it if they live in Tel Aviv or if they live in Toronto, that the threat is real. And the attempt at trying to splice and dice that what happens there doesn't affect what happens to Jews everywhere else in the world, and of our particular concern, of course, is the welfare of people in Canada, I think that it's a terrible slippery slope.
Like we were saying, Rabbi, today is, of course, first day of Hanukkah. It is the Festival of Lights. How will it be different today in the light of this event at the synagogue?
For us as a whole, the Jews, sadly, are very well schooled and experienced in learning how to celebrate and engage in light and happiness in the shadow of deep darkness. Of course, there'll be a significant and dark pall over everything that we will do this week. We will keep the losses in our hearts. We will support and think of the families who have lost their loved ones, who did nothing wrong other than being Jewish and being at a religious ceremony. But we will celebrate this holiday because it is a holiday not only of light, but it is one of courage. And there is no despair in the Jewish community. We are strong and we are unified, and we are deeply appreciative of the many, many Canadians of good heart and of good faith who support Jews wherever we are in the world.
With anti-Semitism on the rise across the world, how would you like to see a change come about? I'm trying to ask you what more needs to be done, because an incident happens, we get several reactions from leaders all across the globe, but unfortunately, maybe days or weeks later, a year later, we see it happen again and again.
I thank you for asking that question. And I think one of the things we have to keep in mind, if I can go back to an earlier statement, is that realizing that hateful speech has real consequences. And then when people speak of bringing harm and murder or gassing or attacking and murdering Jews, when they walk through Jewish neighborhoods in Toronto, threatening mothers and children, shooting Jewish day schools, attacking synagogues, it is only a short line before Jews themselves are attacked and bodily harm is brought to them. Australia is a warning to what can happen here in Canada.
Yeah, Australia also considered as one of the safest countries, and mass shootings are extremely rare over there. My last plea to you, your message today, Rabbi.
My message today is I share shock with everybody who's of good soul and good heart. I know that there are many people who have deep allegiances to the Jewish people and to the Jewish state in this country and throughout the world. And I want to tell them that there is no despair, there is no giving up, and we should maintain our hope in a better world and life for all of us, both here in Toronto and in Canada, and our hope is everywhere in the world.
Aaron Flanzraich, Senior Rabbi of the Beth Shalom Synagogue. Appreciate your time, Rabbi. Thank you for your words.
Thank you.